Hello, welcome to the latest ProcureAbility strategic sourcing success story. I'm here today with Tyler Wilson, a ProcureAbility consultant who played a key role in a recent engagement supporting a client of ours. This was a US-based consumer packaged goods company, and the project was focused on identifying and implementing a new long-term strategic supplier partner. So, Tyler, thanks for joining us today to share this story. Why don't you tee it up against the backdrop of today's economic environment where inflation and cost pressures are front and center? Can you give us an overview of our clients' challenges?
Yeah, thanks, Conrad. I'm glad to be here and give an opportunity to share this success story. So, the client's challenge was tied to their e commerce enablement, which is the technology that makes sure their products show correctly and consistently across online retailers. This is very critical because if their digital shelf is not accurate, they lose visibility, which results in lost sales. At the time, they were working with multiple suppliers, which created inefficiencies, higher costs, and operational complexity. Their goal was to consolidate to a single partner who could manage the full scope, deliver savings, and support long term relationships. The stakes were high because choosing the wrong partner could disrupt execution and hurt revenue.
It's helpful context. And while on the surface it points to the operational complexity, it really underscores the risk and potential impact of the company's bottom line. So once you understood the situation and the core challenge, how did you and the team approach the process?
Yeah, so we started with a structured RFP to evaluate the suppliers on both capabilities and pricing against a clear set of requirements. From the beginning, the client expected this process to deliver two things. So the first one was confidence that the chosen supplier could handle the full scope. And the second was pricing that reflected market reality. They wanted transparency and a fair competitive process, not just to pick the lowest bidder. When the bids came back, the pricing was all over the map and it was much higher than we expected. That was a red flag. It indicated that either we hadn't prepped the scope properly or it told us the market truly was not competitive and suppliers could be complacent, which is risky in a high inflation environment.
It sounds like the RFP surfaced some important questions and insights, but I also understand that the team decided then to pivot to an e-auction process. So can you share what drove that decision?
Yeah, so first we actually confirmed that our baseline and scope were solid and that the inconsistency was actually due to market dynamics. Once that was out of the way, we looked into variability on the supplier side. We had actually planned for the possibility of this auction from the start, and the gap between the initial bids confirmed it could be a viable option. An e auction was our way to encourage real competition and reset the market. It would create transparency, force suppliers to sharpen their proposals, and build the client's confidence that the pricing aligned with market reality. We built the auction and ran it as a 30-minute event, and it completely changed the dynamics of the project.
So what kind of results did you deliver for the client?
So the results were really impressive. It delivered 40% savings compared to the initial bids, and that wasn't just the price. We were able to consolidate to a single partner, which delivered operational improvements. It simplified management, reduced oversight costs, and improved responsiveness.
It's a great list of holistic benefits from cost to operations and everything in between. From your perspective, what else did you think made this engagement so successful?
I think a key driver was our relationship with the client. It was a true collaboration where they handled day to day execution and internal coordination, while we led sourcing strategy, negotiations, and risk management supported by clear communication throughout. This partnership mindset enabled us to pivot quickly to the e auction strategy after observing the supplier's initial bids were uncompetitive. This reinforced the client's trust in our ability to consistently challenge the status quo and deliver both savings and long term value. From the very beginning, we collaborated on decisions, and that ongoing partnership was central to the project's success. We built a foundation of trust that's not only rewarding, but essential for us to be able to deliver their service excellence that is also continued into additional engagements with its client.
That's excellent. So as you reflect on the engagement, what's your biggest takeaway from the experience?
And so my biggest takeaway is that procurement's no longer just about cost savings. As we've evolved, it's now about providing a strategic lever that's optimized when procurement is aligned with business goals and backed by leadership at the top. In this case, the alignment helped the client strengthen their online presence, which directly increased revenue, which reducing risk and costs in a tough macroeconomic environment.
Those are excellent insights, Tyler. Thanks for sharing this story. Yeah, and by the way, congratulations on navigating a difficult supplier market to deliver this successful engagement. This is a great example of partnership in action. and how optimizing the supply market engagement model brings strategic excellence to our clients every day. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share that with us. And by the way, thanks for doing your part to make ProcureAbility awesome.